Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Zemo, the Dad in DPS, and we are back with another episode of The Good, The Scrap, and The Script, a series where I review weapons in Appalachia and see how well they put holes in freaks. Today is no different, but before we get into it, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. All I need you to know is to keep the change, you filthy animal. So, keep the change, a two-shot explosive, faster movement speed while aiming, submachine gun. Two-shot explosive, very good effects that work together in very great ways, especially with the new fixes to explosives. So I'm very, very curious to see how well this weapon does, and I am fully aware of how good these effects can work in tandem. On top of that, this weapon can be silenced, so there's opening for a lot of damage very easily. But let's see what happens. Alrighty, so this weapon is obviously a stealth weapon. In this case, I am using my Bloodied Stealth Commando build to use this, just to optimise the damage and completely annihilate everything. Obviously I'm not using a bloodied weapon, so it's not really a bloodied build that I'm using, but you know, you get what I mean. That raider is dead. Where is the super... Ah, there you are. Oh well. A legendary. So, as you can see, dead. Didn't even get a chance to regenerate. What the crap is going on? Why is there two legendaries just hanging out with each other? And you can see the weapon has relatively decent, what's the word? Stability. Like, it's easy enough to just aim and shoot with this. Its clip isn't exactly the best in the world, but you're seeing the damage is relatively good. I don't know why that cultist was like so much tankier than the super mutant. Like, I'm not imagining that, right? He was super tanky. But yeah, we're gonna get to see how well this does it against larger groups of smaller, less tanky enemies. And we get two legendaries for free out of it. So yeah, the weapon, it works really well. I am having no issues with it so far. So good. You're seeing the damage against normal enemies. It completely annihilates these super mutants, which are some of the stronger enemies in the game. It looks like there's another legendary hanging around by the looks of it. Level 100, completely slaughtered. And this is the thing about this weapon. It's not as good as your fixers. It's not as good as your handmaids. But it's not bad. It's not bad in the slightest. You don't need the absolute pinnacle of damage in order to defeat every enemy in this game. And you certainly don't need it for most enemies. When it comes to the enemies you might need the best kind of damaging weapons, we're talking like Earl, the Queen. I say it in all my videos. This thing slaps. It does so well, and it's just not used as often as it should be. Now, as with all our videos, we are going to show off the build. It is just your standard commando build. There is nothing interesting here. Pause the video if you want to watch it, and, you know, deconstruct it yourself. It is what it is. And here we see Jeff in his natural habitat, swimming in a puddle of shit. And I'm going to shoot him in the face. Bow, 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 bow. As you can see, when he's not invincible, it does relatively decent damage. But unfortunately, Jeff was invincible for most of that, so that entire clip didn't really matter. We'll wait until we get a little bit more of our AP back, and then we'll finish him off. He should actually already be dead, let's be honest. Yeah. Seeing that? Dead. Completely dead. Silly Jeff. Fighting me's not wise. Alrighty, it's time for the Queen. I just need her to wake up out of her bath. There we go. And everybody always tells me to go for her spouts first, which will be what I'm going for once this thing stops biting my ass. I've not went for the stealthy mode because what's the point? I can just easily cripple her and just run away given the chance. Now that she's crippled with her spout, she can't shoot me, so I can just cripple her legs next. And hopefully knock her down a peg or 6. Oh, both of her things are crippled. Why is she just sliding around like some sort of weird deformed slug creature? Yeah, so as you can see, you can cripple and take out the Queen relatively quickly. Your best bet is to just file all those bullets into her. It's not really worth it, let's be honest. It's a lot more bullets than you need to use, and relying on VATS to take her out is probably the best way to go because you are going to get the most bang for your buck, especially when it comes to crits and whatnot. It's doable, it's just not as easy as it would be on the bigger brothers of this gun. That is for certain. So, we come to Daily Ops, where we get to basically test out how this weapon does and how the ammo is in earning it back. Now, the problem we have today is this is all explodey mode, and these guys like fist fighting me apparently. So yeah, today is being awkward. As you can see, we are getting anywhere up to 12 ammo back, and we're not really using a huge amount of ammo to kill them. It's going relatively well, I think, in terms of damage. Yeah, killing the enemies fairly quickly. The biggest problem you have is when you're out of VATS. You do have like piss aim, so you do need to be a bit more careful with what you do outside of VATS. But when you're in VATS, the damage you deal to these guys is absolutely insane. It is just overall very effective at what it does. And the ammo back is not exactly the best, but it's better than a few weapons that are out there. I definitely think it is worth using and a fun weapon that I'm really beginning to enjoy quite a bit. I might use more often. So that was today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can buy our merchandise, as you can see on the screen, at the Teespring link down below, as well as our Super Thanks button on all of our videos. On top of that, we also have our Ko-fi QR code on screen, and you can become a channel member. And on the note of the members, let's thank them. So let's thank our members, which are Golty, Dealfin Gaming, the BDP, Bubba Doodle Mom, Scott STFE Archive, Philip Duda, Call, PT Buns, Devilman Games, Peggy McKnight, Randy Williams, Lord Tachanka, Cursed Illusion, Genkai, Stolen Boy 1111, General Kenobi, E, Mr. Free, Patrick Kavanagh and Hanser, and our Dad's Army members, which are Wyatt Blackburn, Wallers Me, Colin G, Matasbo, Marcus Carrasco, Numpty, Sickleman, James Colsrud, Prophet 7.Back, Country Boy Stevens, and Victor P. Big thanks to all of you. Hopefully you're all doing really well and still enjoying the content. So yeah, I think this weapon is relatively good. It's very underrated, not as good as its little brothers, well, little brothers, big bros, whatever way you want to look at it. But I definitely think it's worth using. But with that, we'll catch you all next time in the Wasteland.